Okay, so I'm continuing my coverage of my Asian youth games. So this is the second game I was black, and I was playing against a Kazakh player, um, who's quite high rated. He's rated 1872, and for this game I prepared beforehand. I know he plays d4-ish things, and I I usually play Nimzo, so I did Nimzo, but here I spent a lot of time trying to review all the lines that I know, like Queen C2 or like A3 or E3 and something like that, even Knight F3, of course. Um, but somehow he managed to surprise me at F3, which I think I really recall I learned this before, even though my coach said that we never talked about this, but I feel like I have some memory that he taught me how to respond to it. And somehow I think my memory was wrong on the response, which was B6. So maybe it was another line with F3 or another opening, I don't know. But basically, I played B6. This is by memory. I didn't really think about this move, of course. Like, it feels like D5 or C5, but these should be normal moves. But I played B6 out of memory, which I think it is not really good. I think perhaps next time when I'm surprised, I should just think more about it and see if this move is actually logical after e4, especially in this position. So I think d5 and c5 are both fine. So b6 is not good at all, and he played e4 very. That's the whole idea. And d6 was what I remember because I mean, if you allow e4, e5, it seems terrible. I thought, but I'm not sure is it good. But I just thought so. It seems like it's bad either. So maybe there's some ideas going back here, but okay, I'm not sure. I haven't reviewed this opening now, and this opening shouldn't happen anyway because b6 was a mistake. So anyway, it happened like this, and here I was trying to develop basically. If you play, I think here after bishop g5, I start to realize that I'm in trouble because this pin is so annoying, and this bishop, if it goes to b7, then like for example, e5 is always a threat, right? So if you play like bishop b7, e5, maybe you have to calculate. I'm not saying this is the best, but you have to calculate what happens here. And here, I think I don't think I like this position. I would say, or at least I thought it doesn't. It isn't best. So I play knight b7 first, trying to cover the e5 square also, like that, and develop, of course. And then a3. I have to take. There's no other option. c5. I spent like 3 minutes on c5, but I think like bishop b7. Um, I think I just want to force him. Like if c5 and like take, I feel like I would be better because I mean I would not be as worse because there's no e5 break, and I just want to challenge it first. And of course I'm if knight b5, I would have played. What would I have played? I think I would have played queen e7, and I wouldn't care. Let's see what the engine says. You see, I think I was trying to play queen e7 and then like this. And then, yeah, I think was not very afraid of knight e7. Yeah, so that was my idea. I only calculated knight b5, I think, basically, because takes was I evaluated it as better for me. So and then I played queen e7. Just this is the setup I wanted because I can't move because like again, like if you play queen c7, here knight b5 is a bit annoying. So for I thought so, queen e7, and then he castled, and then bishop rook d8. Okay, so here I realized that the problem is not solved. Like at some point f4 maybe, or like basically rook e8 or something. Just prepare e5, and there's nothing I can do at all to stop this. Like I can't play knight f8 because I have to guard the e5 square, and bishop b7 just does nothing, right? So I played rook d8, but rook d8 is really, I spent, how much time did I spend? I spent I didn't really spend much time because this was my plan, but basically I realized that there's no plan because like he plays b4, just expands bishop b7. I mean, what could I have done if I were to take here? It doesn't really solve anything. Like bishop b7, and like this pawn would be weak, and you cannot strike d5 anyway. So this was not good, I thought, even though my position is already a bit worse. But basically, I played bishop b7, queen d3. Like you start to see like the rooks can come here or here. Like I would, it would be suffocation if I just continue like this. So I played rook ac8. Here I still just don't know what to do, but I think in hindsight, starting with the plan would be even better. I mean, a better option. Not that I will be better. So here, Katie, I have to. I just felt like this was the moment. Otherwise, the E or D file might break open, and then it would be chaos for me. So I play h6 with the idea to go here, and I think psychologically, I think it was a good decision because first of all, I think it was the only decision. Otherwise, like there's no counterplay for me, and I would just be suffocated. And like secondly, he spent significantly much more time after these moves, like after h4. For like I played knight f8 quite quickly because my idea was to attack on the queen side now, like a king side, sorry, slowly. And he played h4, and after h4 he spent, like, he started to spend time, and before my h6 g5 push he only spent like 1 or 2 minutes for each move, but afterwards he started to spend more time. So psychologically, I think it was also a good um decision to like bring some spice to the game and develop my own play. Otherwise I really have no play. I'm here knight h5. So I consider knight h7 also, which I didn't really like because I want to put my knight at f4, and this knight I want to keep the possibility of putting it on g6. So I play knight h5, queen e3, so knight g6. So here I was deciding whether or to play this knight or this knight. So if I played this knight, then this knight would have nowhere to go. I feel like knight g3 is a possibility in the air, I feel. So I put this knight on f4, and um also after sorry after this, like, yeah, I think the main reason is just like this knight has nowhere to go. And if I'm going to trade on e2, then if the knight is on h5, I can go here or here. So I just wanted to keep some possibilities. So yeah. So bishop f1, it avoids the trade. And here queen f6. There are many ideas in this position. I can't really explain all the ideas that was going through my head. Some were good, some were bad. Um, Queen f6, I remember I spent a lot of time. Okay, 6 minutes. Okay, basically here I was having I tried to have a plan. The plan is to put the rooks on the g file, play g4, and this bishop will be open. So the idea is if I start with something like king h, king h2, then let's say g3, and then here I would get kicked back. Here I felt like I had something, like I have some initiative. So my plan here was to put the queen on h6, put the king on g7, and put the rook on h8 and somehow just go here, wreak havoc. And if this plan doesn't work, I also had the idea of pushing like queen f6, queen g6 maybe is also possible, pushing g4, and then it would be good to open up this bishop as well. So I first played queen f6. So if you start with king g7, there are some problems. Like um I don't remember exactly, but I remember I saw some problems. I think it's related to like g4, I think. And then the queen has no access here. So I serve queen f6. So here if he played, okay, he played dc. Uh, I played queen h6. And I played queen h6. I used 8 minutes. I spent 8 minutes, and I think I was calculating a very long line, which actually I made mistakes in. So I was really excited here already because I thought like I'm going for the attack, and I really didn't see how he would stop it because there's no time to trade back, and it's also not in the spirit, right? So I did this, but actually I missed the check on d4. So this was the problem. I missed the check, and so I played e5 because if you don't do anything, the rook would also hang. So it was like a fork. So I have to play e5, and then queen takes e5, knight f6. Here I already know like it's getting bad. And then like rook d6, e d6, knight d6. And then here I know I'm worse. Here, like this endgame is like dead. But what I was calculating was, I mean, backing up like here. If I have one more move, I think it would be great. Like I think if you played like let's say rook 81 or something. Oh, I don't know. Maybe bishop g3 or something. I know, sorry, not bishop not g3. Bishop e1 or something. Like I would play rook h8, and then I would feel that I have some play. Would I win? I'm not sure, but this was my idea anyway. So, but in the end, it didn't really work out. Here, yeah, actually, this was weird. Like, I got into a main net and actually thought after g3 it's mate, but actually it's not mate. Like, I didn't see. Like, I played bishop e4 just to, because I wanted to give him the mate. Like I think this is quite a nice picture, and also game one also had a very nice mating picture. So I thought, okay, I can do it again. But actually, I resigned after g3. I thought it was checkmate, but I even wrote on my score sheet like checkmate, but it's actually not checkmate. There is also an important bit after g3 king. I didn't see these in the game, but basically after take it's still not really good because bishop e2, some this is like very nice, it's somehow is still made. So yeah, I think somehow you have the intuition that like it's lost, it's just lost. Like how can you even defend? Like even knight f4 probably still wins, you know. So there's nothing to try here, and I just, yeah, the game was it. I think it was 3.5 hours. Um, I think in hindsight, starting this plan earlier would be better. because the rooks are not really doing anything here. If the kingside attacking plan started earlier, maybe I could have some more chances. I feel this is how I feel, and there's some tactical errors, of course, and yeah, that was the game. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's quite a good game, and we also like we we were acquainted after the game. Like even though he doesn't really speak my language, and I don't really speak his language, and we can't really communicate in English either. So and I don't speak Russian either, so or Kazakh, or nor does he speak Chinese. So um, doesn't matter. I think uh, like we still got acquainted, and we sometimes like say hi and shake hands when we meet. So that's also a nice experience from this game. And definitely, I should study this line of the Nimzo. This is called the Kmoch variation, I believe. So yeah, that's all for now.